What's up guys, Luke here with Luke's Points and Miles, and sometimes I mess up. That's right, sometimes I make mistakes, and like my 6-year-old says, no one's perfect, Dad. We all make mistakes. I pride myself on my new card velocity and getting bonuses quickly so I can take my family to all sorts of awesome places around the world, but I think this time my lack of patience may have finally caught up with me. Either that or I'm killing it. There's just that fine line. In any case, I may have miscalculated and put myself in the trick bag. I will explain, but let me summarize with, I have been getting a new card every month since October, but in June, somehow I ended up getting approved for 3 cards. Yes, 3 cards in just June. I'll tell you how this happened, and I'll tell you how I'm going to make it right, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do next. But first, if you are new to the channel, I talk about credit cards, points, miles, cashback, and travel. If you want to keep up with all that, then subscribe to the channel. I upload consistently and my content is always relevant and on topic. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. Okay guys, if you watch the channel, you know I like to sort of promote an aggressive style. I like to get new cards on the personal and business side. I'm not interested in waiting for certain offers or being conservative with my credit profile. I leverage my credit to help me live a better life. Now, I don't carry any consumer debt and I don't have any balances on any cards, but I will apply often and I don't discriminate between issuers. If you've been a subscriber, you know that since October, I've been getting approved for Chase cards while being over 524. And when I say I've been getting approved, I mean I've gotten 7 Chase cards since Halloween. That's a pretty quick pace, with my most recent Chase card being the IHG Rewards Business Card on June 7th. I received the card and I'm currently working on the 165,000 IHG point sign-up bonus. I've gotten a lot of cards lately, but they've mostly been on the business side, so they're not reporting to my personal credit. The only personal card I've gotten was the Chase Sapphire Preferred on April 29th. So I get to thinking that 2023 is the year of the bonus. In fact, all my spend this year has been for a sign-up bonus or a retention offer. I'm pretty much done with Chase, so why not check out some personal cards and maybe do a double app day. Here's the catch. I had some wind damage and my insurance is buying me a new roof for my primary residence and also giving me some money to fix some damage on the rental property. All said and done, it's around $14,000. So I figured I can convince the contractor to accept payment via credit card. That's always difficult to do because they're small businessmen too, and they don't want to eat the fees. If they accept the payment in that fashion, then this is just an easy way to accumulate a ton of points. If they don't, then I'll need to get creative. So what's the situation? Well, like I said before, I'm working on the bonus of the IHG business card from Chase, and a couple days ago, I decided to apply for 2 cards. My first choice was the American Express Hilton no annual fee card. Easy bonus and a free night. But I've canceled so many American Express cards in the last 18 months or so, and with this new trend of so many folks reporting the pop-up, I decided maybe I'll go a different route. One card I've always wanted and I've applied for unsuccessfully in the past is the City Premier card. I've long thought the City Premier and the City Transfer partners were criminally underrated. Plus, as I mentioned in my last video, I want to accumulate some choice hotel points for a Sweden trip next year, and the Premier has a decent bonus of 75,000 thank you points for spending just $4,000. That should be an easy sub, even when I combine the $3,000 sub for the IHG card. Maybe not ideal, but definitely not a problem. A lot of folks ask me how I make my minimum spends, and I've done a couple videos on some of the techniques I use. I don't do any manufactured spending or anything shady. I actually truly value my relationships with these banks, and I believe they're mutually beneficial. So I'm not likely to be making any videos anytime soon about getting shut down. So I fire off the app, and I wasn't surprised to see the notice that they would be processing the app and they would let me know in 7 to 10 days. I'm old and I have a ton of credit cards, So the application process isn't as exciting either way for me as it is for some of you youngsters. But at the same time, nobody likes rejection. I was a little shook, but then I remembered that I'm applying for 2, and I shoot off my app for the Wells Fargo Choice Hotels Select MasterCard. I've went over this card in the past, and I just did a video a couple days about it. I'll be using it to earn choice points for stays in Scandinavia, beginning with Sweden. The card has a 90,000 choice points bonus for spending just $3,000. So if you're scoring at home, right now I'm working on $3,000 for the IHG and $3,000 for the Choice MasterCard. Having a family and an active traveling lifestyle, that's not really a tough mark to meet as far as spend, even in just a 90-day window. But then something I should have been able to predict happened. Less than 24 hours after getting the notice that Citi needs to process my app, I get an email from them. They are excited to welcome me to my new Citi Premier card with a basic credit limit of $11,000. I don't really give much thought to credit card limits because I don't buy very many big ticket items. I'm no RJ Rolex. So guys, that makes for 3 cards in a very short period of time, and the Premier has a $4,000 minimum spend for that big thank you points bonus. Now we're totaling $10,000 in just around 90 days, which is more than my average everyday spend. Now, like I said in the beginning, if this contractor takes 2 payments of more than $5,000, then we're hitting these bonuses super fast and we're all good. If he won't take the cards, we'll need to use some of those techniques to get through the spend. I do have a trip or 2 coming up that is already paid for, but there are always expenses while traveling. I'm taking the family to Germany soon, and I'm thinking that will be a fairly expensive stay. After booking some tours and stuff on Viator, through Rakuten of course, I discovered that Germany will charge you a lot of money to see those castles. Of course, I will still be in the spending time frame during our Points and Miles Las Vegas meetup. So if I have to, I guess I could spend some money there. So that makes me ask you a question. What are some of your techniques you use to meet the minimum spending requirements for credit cards? I will link my latest video talking about it below. I will likely need to use some of those tips to avoid overspending. Remember, bonuses are great, but none of them are worth overspending for them. Another question for you guys is this. Do you think I finally got in over my head? Did I bite off more than I can chew? These are the sort of challenges that I think are fun, and they're definitely rewarding. In 2024, I will have way more than enough points and miles to book 1 or 2 spectacular family vacations. But after this, I'm going to take a break from applications. Maybe for the rest of 2023. Well, we'll see. Guys, that is it for me today. Be careful not to overextend yourself or your finances. And if you've stayed around all the way to the end, I thank you and I appreciate every single one of you.